into the future, what do you see? I really need to know now, is there a place for me? If we're gonna survive, the dream must stay alive.
Authorities are appealing for calm throughout the evacuation process.
The Tribe, A New World by A.J. Penn. Chapter 4. For what you've been through, you seem in remarkably good health, Judd said, feeling Bray's pulse. They were in the medical theatre, and Judd had been checking the condition of his prized patient to make sure Bray's body would be up to the stresses and rigours of another reality-space interface that Eloise had planned. Your pulse rate is steady, your blood pressure's good. I just wish there was something more I could do for you, Judd said, looking sympathetically at Bray, who sat on the bed in the medical theatre. He was dazed, staring lost. Thanks for looking out for me. You're the only one who has round here, Bray replied, his voice quiet, weak. If you want to know the truth, I don't entirely agree with all that goes on round here, Judd stated. Science and medical advancements are one thing. Human experiments are not something I can ever sanction. Then do something about it, Judd. Like what? I'm a scientist, not a fighter, Bray. I'm not a warrior like you. My dear Bray, Eloise called out, striding into the medical theatre in an air of eager anticipation. Our guest will be ready for tonight's initiation. Judd? His body's ready. Whether his mind is in order, that's another matter entirely. Such a pity he wasn't being more cooperative, Eloise said, caressing her fingers gently down the side of Bray's face. I'll be on my way then, Judd suggested. Nodding out of respect to Eloise, Judd walked away. Guards flanking the entrance to the medical theatre opened the door for the scientist to exit. Bray cautiously glanced at Eloise, her blue eyes examining his own tired, beaten features. He wondered how she would react to what he was going to say. He hoped Amber wouldn't be disappointed in him. He hadn't had many relationships in his life, and was close at once with Danny. But Amber was different. His one true soulmate. He would never willingly be unfaithful to her, dishonour her. But he was out of options, running out of time. Hope. He had no other choice. At least, that's what he wanted Eloise to believe. You win, Eloise, Bray said, his voice a whisper. Say that again? Eloise's eyes narrowed, concentrating on him. Had he really just said what she thought he had? I'm beaten. I'll do whatever you want of me. Everything you ask. Everything I want of you? Everything, Bray admitted reluctantly, turning with shame to look at his conqueror before him. Eloise grinned. She couldn't suppress the delight welling up inside. If Bray was serious, if he would give her what she wished for, this would elevate her to a whole new level. Her hold over the Zootists, her influence as the mother continuing Zoot's bloodline, would put her into a great position to power broke with those in authority. After so much stubborn resistance from Bray, she was finally going to be victorious. And it felt delicious. "You've made the right choice, Bray. I will be honoured to carry your child. Together we can achieve so much. Perhaps more than either of us can possibly imagine." Eloise's eyes were lively, dancing with energy, excited at the promise of what that night would bring as she looked over Bray's body in anticipation. At last! He was completely hers. She called out to the guards, "Wash him, clean him up, then bring Bray to my quarters. Tonight, he and I will make history." 2 guards flanked either side of Bray, escorted him from the cells to the living quarters of the compound, their heavy boots echoing on the metallic floor. Bray hoped he knew what he was doing. His wounds from his beatings had been tended to, and he had been showered. Some guards had even dressed Bray in a dinner suit, and he almost felt like he was going on a date to some high school ball. It was very surreal, and for a moment he wondered if this was another reality space program. Now clean, smartly presented, Bray almost felt human again on the outside. But inside, he felt empty, used, exploited, like a walking piece of meat, a possession, no longer in charge of himself or his life. They reached a double doorway. One of the guards politely knocked. "Send him in, and then leave us be." Eloise's voice rang out from the other side of the doors. The door was opened. Bray was pushed inside, the door quickly clicking shut behind him. Eloise's quarters were lavish. A huge log fire burned, providing an ambient light. There was a buffet of food on the table, bowls of fresh fruit, blood-red wine in decanters. At least, Bray thought it was wine. A thick fur rug lay on the floor, and the air was punctuated by a rich perfume. It was strange to see such comfort, after all the deprived conditions he had been exposed to for so long in his cell. Bray expected Eloise to live well, but not this well. And there, gazing at her reflection in the mirror, stood Eloise. She was squirting herself round her neck with scent, but she didn't really need to embellish her allure. Bray was taken aback by her. She looked beautiful. There was no doubt about it. Her long black hair brushed carefully over her shoulders. Just the right makeup. She wore a silk gown, but in the light, Bray couldn't help make out the naked contours of her body, the enticing natural silhouette revealed through the thin silk. She was Aphrodite, a goddess. She was his, and he was hers.